Loud.
Okay, we'll officially begin our call this evening. Welcome, everyone, to our Monday evening community call. Gregory and I are your co-hosts this evening, and we have a special guest that I'm going to introduce in just a minute. But we get together on Monday evenings to celebrate you, to give company updates, to do some training. We're here to help you build your business and to build our community. And so to get things going, it is the last day of July. I don't know how that happened, but we're 7 months through the year already. And that means we're getting closer and closer to being together in Orlando in October. And so this evening, we want to start off the call with a very special guest. Her name is Ravel Guzman. And Ravel is not just a director, she's part of the Canadian Advisory Board, and she is going to give some Canadian updates. And for those of you that were with us last week, our new senior director, Robin Hoffman, actually gave some great updates also, and things are continuing to unfold. And so you want to listen to both calls, and we are so grateful to have Ravel. She's one of our superstars. She's my go-to gal when I need details because she's got them. She's on it. She just knows where everything is more than anybody else, I think. So if you would this evening, Ravel, talk about the updates that you can share, because I know you're under a non-disclosure, but also which patches and where the company's going to be doing some meetings. And we've had some rumors that there may be another city, maybe Winnipeg. Thank you, Carl Krebs. But I'm going to turn it over to you, Ravel, to share the updates about Canada.
Sure, Robin and Gregory. Judy Daniel did a magnificent job it was July the 13th, the Thursday morning, and I'm happy to put that in the chat. Person can go to liveyoungeryoutube.com and look for the July 13th, where she goes through the details of the timeline for Canada. As well, on your community call 2 weeks ago, Garrett Johnson, the country manager, went over updates for Canada. So not having to reiterate what's going on there, I'll just make a couple of points. I think it's clear that Canada is a fraction of the North American market. But having said that, it's very clear that LifeWave has supported the Canadian market and Canadian brand partners throughout this challenging time. And it's very clear that in turn, the Canadian brand partners and members have been committed to LifeWave. And of course, this was helped by having an upline that's something that I've never witnessed in business, that I don't know what Canadians would have done without the honorary Canuck, Robin Blanc-Scarry. I'm not just saying that because she's here. It was really quite remarkable support that we received from the Live Younger community, specifically the senior presidential directors. And so I've heard from very experienced network marketers that they've not seen the kind of level of support that they've seen from LifeWave in network marketing. I had heard that Canada was the third fastest growing market in LifeWave before this started a year ago. I didn't see those statistics directly, but that's what I had heard. And this has been I can't speak for other brand partners, but it's been a very challenging time not being able to share from our hearts with people that are in proximity to us in the same country. And it's in everybody's heart to want as many people as possible on this life-changing technology, no question. Having said that, there is some really useful information that our new president, Meredith Burkich, president of LifeWave, has shared. And as Robin mentioned, there's a non-disclosure element, but I think it's safe to say that we want to tread very carefully in terms of easing back into the market, and to do so gingerly, taking a conservative approach. Of course, the main thing is that we'll have access to these patches again directly within Canada, which is amazing. And that the term that one could use is a re-entry as opposed to a relaunch. Ryan Barson, the new senior president, the senior VP of global sales, has agreed that when it comes to social media, even in so-called private forums, they're not exactly private. So it's out there for everyone to see. So if we can just be a little bit cautious, particularly at the beginning, and I think that this is an explosive opportunity, just like any event and any meeting that we see throughout Arizona, the one coming up in California. It's a magnificent stepping stone to where we all want to be, so that we can be with each other once again in beautiful Orlando, just counting the days for that. So I've talked on long enough. I will put those links as to the other Canada updates in the chat box, and you can go to liveyoungeryoutube.com for those.
Okay, well, that was wonderful. I love the re-entry. So, Ravel, which are the patches? Do you know them offhand? The 5 patches? I have them written down, but I know you know it.
We're really excited about X39, X49, Eon, Silent Nights, and SP6. That's what will be coming back. And then once everything is underway in terms of packaging, and everything has to be done special for Canada, it seems, then those other patches, without a specific timeline, will be re-entering eventually.
Okay, and the other thing is, you want to just briefly share about the upcoming meetings that the company is going to be offering?
Yes, so exciting in Vancouver, starting on the West Coast. That's going to be Sunday, and that's Sunday the 10th. It was initially the 9th. It'll be the 10th, and then we've got Edmonton. That's Edmonton evening, and by the way, Vancouver is in the afternoon. Edmonton evening from 7 to 9:30. And that's the 12th of September, and September the 14th will be Calgary. Wow, Cowtown, I'm so excited. That's going to be also 7 o'clock with the information introduction to LifeWave, which will be 45 minutes to an hour, and then an hour and a half of brand partner training. That's for Edmonton and for Calgary. And then on September the 16th, Saturday, Toronto. It's actually Mississauga, which is just outside of Toronto, close to the Toronto airport. And that's going to be Saturday at 10 o'clock with the same thing, 45-minute to an hour introduction. And then we've got the brand partner training, which is optional for 2.5 hours after that.
Fabulous. And when can people start placing orders?
People can start placing orders on Monday, August the 7th. The new website is apparently still in place. The new website, meaning the site similar to the United States of America, that's going to be on August the 9th. But people can start placing orders on August the 7th.
Beautiful.
I hope to be the first.
Oh, you go, girl. Well, thank you so much, Ravel, for always being there for the team. You are just a beautiful team player and service to everyone on all of our calls all the time. So, oh, Canada, we love you. And we thank each and every one of you from Canada for your patience, your perseverance, for sticking with it. We thank LifeWave for all of the support that you've provided in this challenging time, and it will be worth it. It will be worth it. So we are excited.
One more thing, Connie mentioned. IceWave and Alavida will remain. They're currently already available. So there'll be 7 of our products available, 5 new ones coming in, and the big ones, X39, 49, Eon, and they're all wonderful. But yeah, thank you, Ravel. That was great.
Yes, exactly, Connie. And in fact, I think that the Alavida patch will be available separately as well, not just in the trio.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Great. So, honey, you ready to pull up the newsletter and move on to our next?
I don't know if we need to pull up the newsletter. We've got a PowerPoint, so we're just going to shift gears, and we're going to go right into a training, and it's on time management. And we all have a certain amount of time. Our days are numbered, and so are our hours within each day. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And here we go. Oh, there we go.
And I'll be right back, honey.
And I'll be right here.
I got to take care of Ruby.
Okay, good. All right. That's one of our dogs. They get very demanding when they get locked in on one side of the door or the other. So we're going to talk about time management. And this time management certainly is a master skill. It's been said that the most successful people in the world are those that have learned to properly and beneficially use their time. And I know time management's kind of an oxymoron because it's not really something you can grab a hold of and manage, but you only get so many hours, so many minutes in a day, and how and use them, it makes a huge difference. So Robin and I are going to just talk about time management for a little while here tonight. And I'm going to start out with number one. Time absolutely is your most valuable asset. You know, you can get more money, but you can't get more time. And, you know, the funny thing about time is people don't manage it like it's the most valuable asset. You know, everybody holds close to their coins, right? You know, I mean, you don't give just anybody signatory rights on your checkbook, but how many of us give people signatory rights on our time? And we're going to talk about how important it is to manage your time and use it wisely. Okay. So go ahead, Robin.
Okay, I will go ahead. So number two, successful people have learned to manage and control their time. So I'm going to tweak it just a little bit because I have my Covey background, and I think many of you know that. And, the truth is we can't manage time. Time just is. So it's our relationship with time that makes the difference. And the people that are most successful, not only do they control their time, they understand how to leverage their time. And the beauty of our profession is we have an opportunity to leverage our time through people and resources and tools. And so when you take a look at, everyone has the same amount of time. Why is it that some people get so much more done than others? Why is it that some people can be so much more successful than others? It's because they understand what is most important. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that soon. So back to you, honey.
Yeah. And if you don't mind, why don't you turn your camera on, darling?
Oh, I can do that.
Oh. So where you put your current time in our business, in our profession, and in many professions, really, probably all professions, when you think about it, where you put your current time determines the size of your future check. And I know that's a factor in relationship and network marketing. So it's really important that you apply your time wisely. And where are you going to put it? Go ahead.
You put it with the people that deserve it. You put it with the people that are most excited. You put it, in our business, our people are our most precious resource. And you want to, and Gregory, as many of you know, when I was early on in this business, someone said, find a mentor. And then 4 years later, I married him. And Gregory's constantly been coaching me on how I spend my time, because sometimes I talk too long on the phone with people. And he reminds me of that because it is our most precious resource. And I'm very much relationship oriented. So when you think about your people, they're an investment, and you want to invest wisely. Oh, I have to turn off my, okay. Sorry about that. My phone rang. You want to really look at who are the people you're investing your time in? Are they the people that really want to grow a business? Are they the people that really want to learn? So pick ye wisely on how you use your time. And, I talked about this earlier on another call, that you want to look at where's the juice, where's the energy in your organization. And that's where you want to spend your time, with people that are most excited, that most want to make this happen, that really, really want, this as a business, or want to care, or want to share with people and want to learn and understand. So please, pay attention, be an observer of how you use your time and with whom you're using your time, and pick ye wisely.
Mm-hmm. Robin and I and Connie Lucas just got off a team call with Ann Moreau's team. And we discussed this, about where to invest your time and who to invest it in. And you're looking for people that are close to the next goal and people that are committed to the goal. And like you said, Robin, where's the juice? You want to work with the willing, and so many times, people are investing poorly. It's like making a bad investment on a stock that you bought high and you're going to end up selling low, as opposed to making a wise investment. So invest your time wisely. And so we've got a number of, time management tips we want to run through with you real quickly here. And Robin, why don't you cover this first one, understanding the difference between activity and productivity?
I have to quote you again, my dear, because Gregory has been my mentor and continues to be my mentor. And I remember many, many years ago, well over 20 years ago, I said, would you explain the compensation plan? And he says, do you want to understand the compensation plan, or you want to know how to make money? Two different questions. Being busy does not mean being productive. And so that distinction is, what are the income producing activities? And what are the things that make a difference in moving yourself and your business forward? So really understand the distinction between those two. Are you doing things, it's really fun to go through the YouTube channels. It's really fun and we all love learning from David. And that is an investment in your belief and understanding the products. That's important, but not urgent, and it is valuable. But is it, it sometimes it's kind of like when you sit down to watch a really good program or movie, and then you continue to stay watching television over and over again. It's like there's a magnet on the backside of your butt, and it started out being supportive and recreational, and it turned into a time waster. To really understand that distinction of what is productive versus what is just being busy. What do you want to add to that, honey?
Well, Facebook has recently come up with a really tempting non-productive activity, and that's Reels. And once you watch one, it's hard to not watch another. And I've sit there and blown a half hour, go, what in the heck am I doing? Watching a guy get his truck stuck in the mud, or, this or all the, it's interesting, but it's not really productive. It falls in the category of entertainment. Sometimes you need, little entertainment, a little relief, but really understanding what are the income generating productivities. And those are the things that we discuss in our method of operation, our 333. We're talking to new people, we're following up, and we're helping them, make a decision, the best path for them to join us. So specifically when it comes to time management, this is something I learned from Covey, okay? And I know you taught it for years. Use only one system. Don't have a calendar here. And it's okay to have a few calendars around. I got a calendar on the wall with all the family birthdays, but I manage my time on my calendar that's in my phone, and that same calendar is in my computer. And I am unflinching with that. If I've got an appointment, boom, it goes in there. And the phone reminds me 15 minutes in advance that I've got something. And I'm pretty darn good about keeping appointments. And as you know, Robin, sometimes when we got an appointment, we're running a few minutes late, I get a little antsy because I love being on time. And especially when it's a follow-up call with someone you're doing the business with, if you tell them you're going to call, and I'm kind of going from one to the other, and I'll tee it up for you for the next one. But when you tell someone, hey, I'm going to call you at 6 o'clock on Tuesday, you need to be and calendars only work when you look at them. Okay. We all have that problem. Oh, I didn't look at my calendar, but if you make a commitment to be on a call with someone at 6 o'clock on Tuesday, you darn well should be there at 6 o'clock on Tuesday or before that. 15 minutes before, half hour. Sometimes stuff happens. You send a message, hey, something happened. I'm not able to make it. Could we move that back 15 minutes? Or could we do, I'm sorry to say, could we do it tomorrow? It's okay to change, to renegotiate a time, but don't miss an appointment. Don't make it a commitment in your calendar that you're not going to keep.
And don't make a commitment for something that you don't have full responsibility to make it for. It may be a good idea, but if there's things outside of your control, we can't commit to those things. We can only commit to what we have full control of. And
you have control of your time.
Yes. And so learn to put first things first. Well, what does that mean? For those of you that are Covey students, this is something that Stephen talks about in the 7 Habits. And it's really based on really understanding what's most important. And that's where Stephen Covey's time management program literally changed my life.
Mine
And
too.
I've looked at lots of time management programs, ABC, priorities, 1, 2, 3, this, that, lists, and this and that. But when I learned first things first from Covey, it's based on clearly understanding your roles and goals, clearly understanding your highest values, scheduling your time on what is most important, not urgent, but what is most important and what is most leverage. And you want to make sure that you give your time and attention to those things first. And we can do a whole nother program on quadrant 2 time management at another time, but really realize that it is about leverage. It is
Mhm.
about putting your time and attention on what is most important that is going to support you pursuing the goals that you want that are in alignment with your roles and what's most important in your life.
So another important time management tip is E, failing to plan is planning to fail. If you're not managing your time, if you're not, allocating it, and maybe it's go to the gym, maybe it's, go play ball with one of your kids or grandkids. Those are important things. But failing to plan has been said to be planning to fail, because if you don't have a plan, or a course, any path will get you there. So it's really important to have a plan, where you want to go, what you need to do, and work it into your calendar. And the next one is a brilliant, when I learned that, it was a great relief between first things first and plan weekly, implement daily. So Robin, why don't you close it up and talk about that?
I'd love to. And, the planning to fail, I just want to have a comment about that one. When I was working with Covey is when I did my best planning ever. I had more structure in my weekly plans. I had more freedom. And that was a big one for me because I love freedom. It's one of my highest values. And I learned that structure actually creates freedom. And when you're putting your plan together, you want to plan the things that are important, but not urgent. So you will have less things that show up as urgent. And then Stephen used to talk about planning weekly, implementing daily. What a lot of people do is to-do lists every day, a to-do list. Well, the to-do list, those things on that list may or may not be important. And if you know quadrant 1, that's urgent and important. If all we do is a daily to-do list, it keeps us in that urgent mode. And it's not supportive for having a healthy life of structure and freedom. And so he says, if you don't plan weekly, if you plan monthly, it's too big. If you plan daily, it's too small. So planning weekly and taking a look at your week. And again, we're not going to go into minute detail about this, but you want to make sure you have things in all the different important roles in your life that you do them through the week, whether it's, exercising, or, quality conversations with the people in your team that are most important. Quality conversations with your family is really important, or your close friends. You want to put time and attention that is most important on what is of highest value to you. So planning weekly and implementing daily. And he also says to plan in pencil. Well, we have, most of us are digital. And if you do have a paper calendar, make it pencil. But we can erase easily on our computers, but plan weekly, implement daily.
So that brings kind of this part of tonight's call to a conclusion. So time management, a master success skill. So we're going to go ahead and stop this portion of the call, and I'm going to reshare my screen, share screen, and we'll go back to our newsletter. And there's a couple of things we want to highlight from the newsletter before we bring things in for a landing here. So that was very fun. I hope that was meaningful for you. It was a great refresher for me, and sometimes we teach what we need to know. So, the next thing, planning ahead. It's a little over 2 weeks from now. Who do you know in Southern California besides Robin and I? Because that's where we're going to be. There's a lot of us that are going to be there. And I really encourage everyone to, look through your contact list, look through your friends and family. Who do you know that's in driving distance to Costa Mesa, California? And I know a number of people are flying in for this event. It's going to be a major event. And I'm happy to announce that our new Global Vice President of Sales, Ryan, will be in attendance there, and it'll be his first public event. So he'll be sharing his insights and why a gentleman with his background and experience working with billion-dollar companies has chosen LifeWave as his new home. So that's going to be very, very exciting.
And check out the lineup, you guys. There is great wisdom, and there will be a panel of SPDs that will share some great wisdom. And I don't believe we're going to be broadcasting this one, correctly, Gregory?
No, we're probably not. So this is in attendance only.
Great. Okay.
But it's free. So, you can spend a little bit to get there, but when you get there, we'll take care of you. Okay. So the next major event, it's coming up. Is 72 days. Now, this is not a live calendar, 72 days and, how many hours, but it's 10 weeks and 3 days from now. Many of us are going to be gathering together Friday evening in Orlando for the LifeWave Heart to Heart Conference. And the Thursday morning call that, that we did last week, our Thursday morning training call. If you weren't on it, we had some of really wise insights and recommendations and some training from some of our field leaders on why it's so important to be in attendance at the Heart to Heart LifeWave Conference. And if you haven't registered, you can register by clicking there. Here's the inside track. They've already sold over 60% of the tickets. Okay, we can only sit 3,000 people, and I think they have 1,700 tickets sold already. From my background experience with conferences like this, usually you sell about 60 or 70% of the tickets in the last 30 to 45 days. Well, we only have less than 40% of the tickets left. This conference will sell out. The virtual attendance won't, but the physical attendance will. So I would encourage everyone to just make the plunge, buy a ticket, commit to it. Commitment has magic in it, because very likely 4, 5, 6 weeks from now, we may get a notice that the conference is sold out. So the tickets go off sale. The last day to buy a ticket is September 15th. I'd bet dimes to dollars that they're going to run out of tickets long before that.
Honey, we got to get that ticket we promised, remember? For our friend.
Oh, that's right. We better buy one while the getting's good.
Oh, I know.
We have a close friend here in Bozeman that's been a brand partner for quite a while, but the penny hasn't dropped. So we put out the challenge. We offered to buy her a ticket. She's buying the plane ticket. She's going to stay in our room. So many of you will get to meet her. And we know what happens to people when they go to a LifeWave conference. So
when they meet all of you, they fall in love, and the rest is history.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so enough about the conference. Power the Patch is still going strong, and we had our Monday morning call. We're going to have our Tuesday night call with Dr. Henrietta. You want to speak briefly about that? Our new Tuesday testimony?
Yes, we're having a great time on Tuesday night with the new format. And remember, it's liveyoungerchat.com. So we start out with your stories, and we love hearing your stories on Monday mornings and on Tuesday evenings. Keep them brief, keep them compliant, and be done. And then we have lots of people that can share, because your stories are the most powerful tool we have to build your business. Because when people hear your stories and other people's stories, it inspires them to reach out to people to share. So tomorrow night, we have Dr. Henrietta Albin, and Dr. Henrietta is a naturopath. Everyone who's been on her call just has fallen in love with her. She's a very wise, wonderful, gifted naturopath and loves LifeWave. And so you're in for a treat. So we have testimonials, and we have Dr. Henrietta, and then we have some time for Q&A with Dr. Henrietta. Okay.
Great.
And Wednesday.
Drum roll.
Wednesday, David will be with us to do a product training, and I read what it was, and I bet Ravel knows what it is, because I don't remember. I did read what it was, but I don't remember. But anytime David does anything, we always want to hear it. So he will be doing product training on Wednesday, and it's 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Pacific. So you can go to your back office if you don't remember where the link is from the newsletter, and just go under events and click join, and you will be there with us. And so there's 2 sessions, and typically they put them on LifeWave Business Builders Facebook group. And so you can kind of watch them before the YouTube comes out. And many times we get to capture it too and get the YouTube out early also. So join us on Wednesday with David. Okay, Ravel, thank you, Ravel. Oh, wait, thanks to Robin. Oh, okay, it wasn't about, it's glutathione. Okay, we have a lot of people.
Nice.
David's going to be talking about glutathione, which is an amazing product, amazing. And the story behind it is fascinating too. Okay, so Thursday morning, we have our business chat. And thank you, Robin Hoffman, again, for being the leader in Canada that has held the community together with these Thursday evening opportunity webinars. We've heard that the company may be offering something special for you Canadians. We'll find out really soon. We do know they're going to come out and visit you, and that's wonderful too, but there may be something else in there. So stay tuned. And thank you, Robin, for holding that space to keep the energy going. Okay.
So
Well,
the rest of the newsletter's there for your own edification.
but before you go too far,
Yep.
many people a lot of people got the name tags for the conference last year. So you
Yep.
might want to order yours before the convention happens. And then you can have, your name and activate your stem cells on a name tag for yourself. And we know
And
a lot of
maybe
people,
ordering them for some of your team that's going to be there with you. What a nice gift that would be.
that's a wonderful gift to order for yourself and for your team. That's a great idea, honey. So
Yep.
that is available for you too. I think that, and I have one more quick announcement.
Yes.
Next week, and I will let you know the exact details. We will have this available. I'm going to be doing an interview with Dr. Nicholas on incorporating LifeWave into a clinical practice for practitioners. And we're setting up a special category in Live Younger Success for practitioners, all the resources and tools. And we're continually working on that and building it. And we'll be putting that there. So we're just, constantly getting better and better. And we so appreciate your ideas and what you think we should do better, and appreciate each and every one of you.
Well, thank you, everyone. Happy Monday. And we'll see you tomorrow night on our Testimonial Tuesday.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye, everyone.